Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about pretending that problems don't exist or that you are immune to adversity. It is the art of mental discipline. It is the refined ability to control your emotional responses in the face of provocation, chaos, or uncertainty. When you reach a point where you can choose your reaction instead of being ruled by it, you begin to command your life with greater authority. To discipline your emotions is to place yourself in the seat of power. Emotions are energy, and like any energy, they can either be wasted or converted into fuel for advancement. The moment you allow anger, insecurity, or frustration to hijack your thinking, you forfeit control. But when you act as though you are undisturbed, even when you may feel otherwise inside, you send a message to your mind. I am in control. That repeated message reprograms your thinking, and soon that calm becomes real. This state of composure is not the result of detachment or apathy. It is born of understanding. Understanding that reacting emotionally to every challenge is an inefficient use of personal power. Every time you meet a situation with calm clarity instead of chaos, you sharpen your intellect, your decision-making, and your influence. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with silent confidence, especially under pressure. They trust those who appear unshaken by minor disruptions, because steadiness suggests strength. There is nothing more impressive than the individual who maintains peace when provoked. The average person reacts impulsively, emotionally, carelessly. The uncommon individual responds thoughtfully, calmly, and with precision. That is the difference between those who drift through life and those who build. Legacies. Reaction is easy. It requires no effort. Response, on the other hand, is mastery. It is a skill honed over time through repetition, intention, and unwavering commitment to self-control. Think of the great leaders, visionaries, and builders of history. Their rise was not due to mere intellect or luck. It was their temperament under fire that set them apart. The ability to act composed when the situation begged for panic. That was the trait that opened doors, attracted loyalty, and influenced outcomes. They understood that if they could manage their internal world, the external world would follow suit. Learning to act unaffected is not about deception. It's about decision. It's the choice to become unmoved by the trivial and unshaken by the temporary. It is the deliberate development of emotional resilience, forged like steel through the fires of daily life. With practice, this emotional command becomes natural. You no longer have to act unaffected. You simply are. Criticism is an inevitable part of any journey worth pursuing. It arrives not as a sign that you are failing, but as evidence that you are making waves, that you are stepping outside the ordinary and daring to challenge the status quo. The person who wishes to rise above mediocrity must develop an indifference to criticism, not by ignoring it altogether, but by choosing not to be ruled by it. The ability to carry yourself as if the opinions of others cannot touch you is a profound form of personal strength. This strength is not arrogance, it is self-possession. When you know who you are and where you are going, the voices from the sidelines begin to fade. They may shout, mock, or attempt to undermine your confidence, but none of it can reach you unless you allow it. Indifference, in this sense, is not about being cold. It is about being focused. It is about preserving your energy for progress rather than wasting it on defending your path to those who neither understand your vision nor share your responsibility. The truth is that most criticism reveals more about the critic than it does about you. People speak from their own limitations, their own fears, their own insecurities. Often when someone tries to tear you down, it's because your ambition reminds them of their own inaction. Your success challenges their comfort, and instead of rising, they choose to reach for the nearest stone. The wise individual recognizes this for what it is, a distraction, not a direction. When you can walk through life with composure, despite the opinions swirling around you, you develop a kind of inner armor. This armor is not impenetrable, but it is strong enough to keep you moving forward when others might crumble. It is built not in moments of peace, but in the heat of criticism. Each time you resist the urge to react, to explain yourself, or to retaliate, you strengthen that armor. You train yourself to rise above the noise. There is immense power in quiet confidence. The person who remains unbothered by external judgments holds the advantage in every room. While others are distracted by whispers and rumors, you remain centered, eyes locked on your purpose. This mental discipline becomes a magnet, attracting trust, respect, and influence. People naturally follow those who appear unaffected by the turbulence around them, because that kind of calm signals clarity, and clarity is rare. Indifference to criticism does not mean you refuse feedback or reject improvement. It means you discern. You listen without absorbing, you consider without reacting, and you stay rooted in your truth even when others question it. This level of self-control is a marker of maturity and a requirement for meaningful achievement. The road to success is not silent, it is lined with voices, both cheering and condemning. The one who endures is the one who chooses which voices to hear and which to walk past with steady steps. There's a profound connection between how a person carries themselves outwardly and what they hold within. When you choose to act unaffected, even in the midst of uncertainty or pressure, you are not putting on a mask, you are revealing the depth of your inner vision. This outward calm is a reflection of inner belief, a signal that you have already seen the outcome in your mind long before it appears in your reality. Those who move with quiet certainty are often the ones who are most deeply aligned with their purpose. They are not easily rattled by the noise of the world because their direction is not dictated by the world. It comes from within. The ability to stay composed is a byproduct of clarity. When you know where you're going, the bumps along the road lose their power to shake you. You stop being reactive, and instead you become intentional. Every step, every decision carries the weight of foresight. The human mind is highly suggestible. It listens carefully to how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you respond to challenges. When you present yourself as calm, steady, and assured, even when facing difficulty, you are programming your subconscious to believe in your ability to prevail. This belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The mind begins to align with that image, and in turn, it sharpens your focus, strengthens your resilience, and calls forth ideas and opportunities that match that inner certainty. Those who doubt themselves externally reveal the doubt that lives within. Their words may say one thing, but their demeanor says another. People can sense this, often without knowing why. On the other hand, someone who walks with quiet confidence, who doesn't flinch under pressure, makes others want to follow, to listen, and to believe. This calmness is not accidental. It is cultivated. It comes from the habit of holding on to vision, even when circumstances seem to contradict it. It comes from having trained your mind to focus more on possibilities than on problems. When you act as though you are undisturbed, it is not a performance. It is a declaration. You are declaring that your future is not up for debate, that your goals are not subject to external validation, and that your journey is already unfolding regardless of temporary obstacles. True strength is silent. It does not need to announce itself. It is felt in presence, in posture, and in how a person handles the unseen pressures of life. When you act as if you are unbothered, what you are really doing is demonstrating faith, not just in yourself, but in the process that is working behind the scenes to bring your vision to life. That calm is not emptiness. It is filled with intention, purpose, and unshakable belief. Adversity does not shape a person as much as it reveals who they truly are. The way someone reacts when confronted with challenge, criticism, or chaos is a mirror reflecting their inner foundation. Many people speak of goals, confidence, and determination when life is calm, but only in moments of difficulty does the truth emerge. To act as if nothing bothers you, especially when life throws its sharpest punches, is to choose power over panic. That choice, repeated consistently, carves the very path to success. Life is filled with circumstances beyond control, delays, disappointments, rejections, betrayals. These events do not define a person, but the way they are handled certainly does. Every time you face a setback, you are given an opportunity to respond with either reaction or composure. Most people react. They become frustrated, emotional, or discouraged. But the rare individual learns to pause, breathe, and choose their response with intention. That pause is not weakness, it is strength. It is the sign of someone who is shaping their destiny, not being ruled by circumstance. There's a difference between pretending to be unaffected and choosing to be calm. The first is performance. The second is power. When you act with steadiness in the face of adversity, you are training yourself to remain grounded in vision rather than emotion. You are reminding yourself that temporary discomfort is part of the process, not a signal to retreat. That resilience builds over time and becomes the foundation upon which all great achievement is built. The world will always offer reasons to react. People will misunderstand you. Challenges will come unexpectedly, and plans will unravel. But none of these things can truly harm your progress unless you allow them to influence your behavior. Your reaction is your responsibility. And with that responsibility comes a remarkable freedom, the freedom to choose how you will experience your journey. While others are controlled by what happens to them, you become someone who controls how you move through anything. Carrying yourself with composure in difficult moments sends a clear message to the world. You cannot be broken by what is temporary because you are focused on what is lasting. That steadiness builds trust, not just from others, but within yourself. You begin to rely on your own ability to navigate storms, and that inner trust becomes one of your greatest assets. People often search for formulas to success, strategies, shortcuts, and secrets. But one of the most overlooked elements is this: your ability to remain composed when it matters most. Not just once, but again and again. The one who does not crumble under pressure, who does not react to every blow, is the one who steadily, quietly, and inevitably rises. That kind of calm does not ignore the chaos. It simply refuses to be controlled by it. It is a choice that transforms moments of difficulty into stepping stones for growth. The journey toward becoming unshakable in the face of life's challenges is not a destination, it is a daily practice. It is the quiet internal decision to respond with strength instead of weakness, calm instead of chaos, and focus instead of fear. When you commit to acting as if nothing bothers you, you are not ignoring reality, you are shaping it. You are choosing to become the kind of person who is not driven by circumstance, but instead drives circumstances with clarity and intention. This kind of composure does not come overnight. It is earned through consistent choices. Every moment you refuse to react emotionally, every time you maintain your inner peace while the world tests your patience, you gain power. You are teaching your mind that it can trust you, that it does not have to spiral into fear, doubt, or anger. That trust becomes confidence, and confidence becomes act. The most powerful people in the world are not those who yell the loudest or move the fastest. They are the ones who remain still, focused, and assured while everyone else loses their balance. Understand this: life is not waiting for you to be perfect before it tests you. The test will come whether you are ready or not. The beauty of choosing to act unaffected is that it gives you control in the one place that matters most: your mind. You may not control how people treat you, what situations arise, or what setbacks appear. But you can always control how you meet them. And in that response, you either build your future or delay it. People often ask how to gain respect, how to influence others, how to rise above the noise. The answer lies in mastering the moments where most people fall apart. When others complain, you stay committed. When others doubt, you move forward. The person who does this consistently becomes a magnet for opportunity, because the world trusts those who trust themselves. There is no need to announce your strength. Let your silence speak. Let your resilience show in your progress. Let your results be the answer to every critic. This isn't about appearing invincible. It's about becoming steady enough to move through life with power. It's about realizing that how you carry yourself determines not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. And when you begin to see yourself as composed, confident, and unstoppable, everything around you starts to shift to match that identity. So decide today to rise above the noise. Decide to become the person who does not flinch under pressure, who does not crumble under criticism, and who does not lose focus in the face of distraction. Choose the higher road. The road of mental mastery, quiet strength, and calm persistence. Because in the end, it's not just about acting like nothing bothers you. It's about becoming the kind of person who is truly, deeply, and powerfully undisturbed.